Hi everybody, how are you doing? As you can see, my message to you this week is coming from my shed. It's the tidy end of the shed, I have to say. It doesn't all look this organised, but also not many people get to see the inside of this shed, so this is a rare moment. Now, as you can see, there are tools on the walls there behind me, and if you ask me to do a specific job, like to make you a garden bench perhaps, or a table for the garden, or perhaps even a shed or a summer house, then I would get out my trusty tools. Here's one of them. It's a battered bit of wood, that's my maul, which I use for hammering, and a good strong chisel, which has seen a lot of use over the last few years. But if you asked me to make you something that I hadn't made before, I'd have to go away and have a look at how to do that, and perhaps some of the tools that I have would be appropriate for that job. I could use them to help me make it, but maybe I'd have to use them in a slightly different way, or perhaps I'd actually have to get hold of a new tool to be able to do the job that I was asked. It puts me in mind of how in this season of being in lockdown from the coronavirus, how I don't think any of us could say we knew exactly how it would pan out, or exactly how we would cope with it, and what the best approach would be, or any of that. We're just all kind of having to just learn as we go, and like Scott was encouraging us the other week to use the things that we already have. It's already in us. We're already equipped. In a sense, we already have a lot of the tools that we need to do the job. Perhaps we may have to use them in a slightly different way. Perhaps we still need to get hold of that other tool that we realise isn't in our toolbox, and learn how to use that too. And what I've been encouraging you in over recent weeks is that sense of us all being able to go to God ourselves and really hear from Him and draw on Him in this time when we can't do what we are accustomed to doing. But I want to talk about this morning, I want to encourage you to keep doing that, obviously, but this morning I want to talk to you about something that actually you've needed no encouragement in. I was reading Romans, the first chapter, and in it Paul says to the Romans that their faith in Jesus has been made known throughout the world. And you might be thinking, well, what's that got to do with us at Antioch? Well, you'll find out in a moment. Because when I talk to people outside of Antioch, people who know you, people who know the fellowship, people who know you individually from amongst the fellowship, do you want to know what I keep hearing? I keep hearing things like, oh, Antioch's so solid. Oh, you guys really know how to look after each other. You'll be fine in all of this. And other comments like that. And it's true. Because when the whole coronavirus thing hit, all I was hearing was stories of people taking up the baton of making sure that everybody was looked after, that everybody felt connected. People started talking to one another more, contacting one another, sharing, and it's just been brilliant to hear some of these stories. And it's a credit to you guys individually, to you guys in your tribes and your tribe leaders, that this all just sprung into action without even being asked for. So that's really what I want to encourage you in this morning. It may start to get harder the more that time passes on. We may be running out of energy. We may be running out of fresh ideas. But I really do want to encourage you to keep on reaching out to others in your tribe and beyond if necessary. Because as we do that, we will support one another mutually. We'll be able to love and encourage one another. And I think I'm right in saying it's something that we can all do. So I'm sure you've been doing it, but if you haven't done it perhaps as much as you would like to, then try to get in touch with somebody soon and ask them how they are, and just have a chat so that they feel connected and heard in this time. In that passage of Romans that I mentioned a moment ago, after Paul sings the praises of the Romans about being known all over the world, he says he's longing to meet with them again. And he says, when we meet, I want to encourage you in your faith, and I want you to encourage my faith. It's a two-way process. And let's face it, if somebody like Paul needed mutual encouragement, then I think we all do. So I just want to pray a quick prayer. Lord, I want to thank you for the guys at Antioch. The way that they know you, love you and serve you. And a big part of that is how they love and serve one another. Lord, it's such a blessing to be part of this fellowship. Lord, I ask that you would strengthen us all so that we would continue to have the energy and the determination to keep going as this situation continues for us. Lord, I ask that relationships would be strengthened in this, and that people will go deeper in their knowledge of one another during this time. Amen. Bless you guys, and I'll be in touch again next week. Bye.